Welcome back to the Glint Standard Podcast. We're talking about Marketing 101 today. Ring, 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 ring. Did you hear that? That's the bell. I don't know if you noticed I'm the teacher today.
Yeah, I'm always late, so
Yeah, we're going to
I think
school.
that's working out.
Yeah. So we're doing Marketing 101. So students, sit down. I know.
You're teaching me
I'm
today.
teaching you.
Wow, I can't even wait. I think
No.
that's a great spin.
I'm the podcast guy. I've got to teach you.
Are you the marketing guy? We're about to find out.
You're the guy who's gonna go to my class and be like, college is a scam. I already knew all this stuff.
I just wasted my money.
Yeah. But anyways, let's get into it.
Okay.
The first thing, let's say you're starting a business, the first thing that you want to do as a business who wants to get into marketing is making a plan. I'm sure you've heard that.
I've heard it. I've said it a million times. It doesn't always happen. But I think even before that, pick a great name.
Yeah, true. At this point, we're talking about business. Well, this is the thing, that I wanted to get into. People talk about having a business plan.
Yep.
Just as much so, you need a marketing plan.
Yep.
Don't wait for your business to have some success. Make it successful from the start. If realize how important it is in today's society to get out there and get your face out there.
Yeah, it's interesting because there's something to be said about just start, right? And that's a massive thing, just start. But if you'll start with a plan first, you'll be more successful. Now, business plan is really important. It should have a marketing plan component within it, even before you start.
Yeah.
Because that's how you're going to drive your business and make it successful.
Yeah. So basically, very basic, because we're only
Yep.
at 101, 102, they get a little...
Marketing 101.
Yeah,
102, that class more expensive or the same?
I'm going to up my prices, now that you mention it.
Makes sense.
But, the first thing you want to know or realize is that marketing is communication.
Right.
You need to show people who you are, show people what you do, and why someone should care. And if you make that plan around those parameters and go as detailed as possible, it will bring success in your business and your marketing strategy.
Yeah, I agree. And I think another maybe thing to think about as you're going through, as you get a little bit deeper into it, is are we going to try to communicate emotionally or factually? Or maybe a combination of both. Those are really the only ways you can do it. And
Yeah.
you have to think about what you're trying to sell and how you're trying to connect. Deciding that helps you create a path for that communication.
Yeah. And another thing is your brand is it's a feeling. It's not just a logo. So when creating that plan, you really want to ask yourself, who do we want to be? And you said something earlier today about, big corporations, they've got to play by the rules a lot. And if that's the type of business that, you're starting small now, but that's the trajectory, think about that branding for it. But you said something too about a small business, they can play outside of the lines,
A little bit. They can take a few more risks. Branding, everybody harps on what branding really is. And I think most people know by now. Yeah, you're right. It's not a logo. It's if somebody picks up the phone and calls the office or calls the store, does it feel the same way as if they went online and looked at your website?
Yeah.
Do they get that same feeling? That's what branding really is. And you show that expectation through your visual branding and your advertising to set that up. So when they come to connect with you, are they receiving that back? That's where a lot of the disconnect happens.
Yeah.
It happens a lot when you hire people, right?
Yeah.
But if you're a big corporation, you can't really push the edge quite as much as you can if you're small, because you have a million eyes watching you. right?
Yeah.
It's a different game at that point. There's what's the word I'm looking for? There's really more sensitivity to it as well.
Yeah.
People will be offended and drive sometimes towards you, and you have to decide, is it worth taking this risk and getting that response, or should we cut it and be done with it?
Yeah.
And when you're smaller, your eyes are a lot smaller. No one knows who you are. So you can be a little more edgy,
Right.
surprising, and try some things that maybe you can't when you're bigger. So it's a huge advantage.
Yeah.
However, it all costs money too.
Yeah.
So your percentage of what you spend as a smaller business is financially, it's not a massive amount as it is compared to maybe a large corporation, but the percentage is the same.
My thing with saying that is it's just bringing it back to branding, and what business are you in? If you're let's say you're a fine dining restaurant, and your logo is all powerful or whatever, but you have as a guy, you want a fancy brand or whatever, but when you answer the phone, you're like, "Welcome to the Big Chicken's Barbecue," or what? You know what I mean? It's like,
well, I mean,
you have to decide.
It does come down to a couple things, right? I want to be a fancy restaurant,
Yeah,
but I want all of my stuff produced very cheaply.
yeah.
People know when you're doing that.
But do you want to be fun?
But that's my point. That's the disconnect, right?
Yeah.
If you're going to be fancy and big and you're going to charge a premium, you have to do that with everything you're presenting out.
Yes, yeah.
Otherwise, there is a disconnect.
Yeah.
And if your food quality is not there and you don't have a great chef, you're really missing the mark. But
Yeah.
you're right. And a lot of companies, when they do the branding, my friend's brother, sister created this logo for us. Okay, great. Why? Can you answer why? Why does it look like this? Why does it do that? It can't be because I wanted to support my family. It has to be, this is who our audience is. This connects with them in this way. You should be able to answer that. That's
Yeah.
what branding is about. And that is aligning to your audience, like you were talking
Yeah,
about.
and that's one of the other things. Some of the mistakes people can make is trying to reach everyone.
Yeah.
If you're, if we're using this example, everyone isn't for you. Why you have to align your branding and your voice with your target audience. You can't just say, I want everyone to love our food, unless you're McDonald's, but even so, McDonald's probably doesn't target everyone.
You know what you're gonna get from McDonald's.
Yeah.
That's good branding, right?
Yeah.
Going back to your fancy restaurant example. If you make 20 grand a year, you probably can't afford a fancy restaurant.
Yeah.
Maybe you can once a year. Maybe not. So if you go, that experience has to be top notch and has to be equal across the board. So you're not just appealing to an audience, you're appealing to the affordability to walk through the doors.
Yeah.
And you got to treat that equally. You
Yeah.
can't go, oh, look at them. They can't afford to be here. They'll never come back. Let's get them out of here. Because you're now dealing with an echelon of generation that will be able to achieve to a place. Maybe they go there more often. And you have to be thinking about that if you want a long-term brand. So there's a lot to it.
Yeah, no, truly. I mean, but even talking about like a McDonald's,
Yeah.
people loved McDonald's when they're kids. They go there. Your parents are like, I can't, dude. I cannot cook dinner. I just want something cheap while we're on the way home from the grocery store. And you're like, yeah, I love McDonald's chicken nuggets, whatever, right? But then you grow up and you're like a teenager, and it's cheap, They're always giving out deals, So, and then McDonald's, they've kind of targeted that like kid audience with toys and a playpen, and then the cheapness for an adolescent, but then
Yeah.
they've got you. So in a different way, where you're like, you can't turn away the people who don't make as much money from the fancy restaurants. They're the exact opposite, where they've gained your trust when you had nothing.
Right, but that is where you went back to in the very beginning, the marketing plan,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
The business plan.
They're trying to get
this
them
is what
hooked.
we're going to do. Let's get them hooked early,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then longevity.
Yeah.
You know what the best customer is? A returning customer.
Yeah.
That's what you want. Getting a new customer in any business is very expensive and very hard to do. So when you get them, you want to keep them, and you
Yeah.
want to get more of them.
Yeah. So just trying not to reach everyone, trying to reach your specific people.
Yeah, maybe everyone does become your audience,
Yeah.
but when you're first starting to market and you're starting out a business, you have to decide, I've got so many resources.
Yeah.
Call it dollars, capacity, whatever you want to call that. Where am I going to put it to give me the highest return?
Yeah.
Focus there, nail that, and then you start to expand. That's why marketing plans evolve over time.
Yeah. Another, another problem that people have is that let's just do it attitude that you were talking about earlier.
There's a lot of that going on right now.
Yeah. Businesses are like, I've got a market, let's just put up an ad. But they don't have that voice or that brand consistency yet. So businesses run ads before fixing it, and they just kind of amplify the problems.
No, they do. How do you example this? Really, it's say you're going into a new market. You've worked for somebody. I'm going to do my own thing. I'm going to charge a premium because I'm really good at what I do. But I get cheap because I don't want to spend a lot of marketing because I don't really have a lot of business yet. So you put this ad out that looks affordable. I don't like to use the word cheap, but it is affordable, but it looks unpolished.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe this person will be great, this company will be great at what they do. And then you call them, and they're more expensive or as expensive as the ad that was next to them that was polished, put together, and it was premium feeling, right? I'm picking the premium one because they're investing in themselves. They have confidence in themselves. It shows. It looks like they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And it can work the opposite way as well. Don't
Yeah.
get me wrong. But that's an example of aligning with who you are and what you're going to be and knowing who you're going to be, not really winging it, because you're right. It's wasted dollars at that point, and it kills your brand fast.
Yeah. The one thing too, it's logic creates purchases, but or logic justifies purchases. Emotions create them.
Yeah.
So
okay,
what
fair.
I mean by that is that usually it takes somebody 3 or 4 times seeing your ad for them to take that next step.
Yeah, take
Use
action
that-
and,
use
and
that
for
call
you
to action.
and for you to be memorable.
Yeah.
It does. It takes a lot of iterations.
Yeah, and so it's the emotional appeal, right? And then whenever I'm saying too that some people just slap ads down that draw out that emotion, and then you click on their website and it's unpolished and not finished. They're not fully branded yet. They don't have their voice set. They've clicked on the ads, they have interest, and then they're like, there's a disconnect, and
Yeah.
but that logic, if you go there and it's still connected, you'll make a purchase. So I feel like a lot of times too, like people will get clicks, people will get these things, but it's not transitioning anywhere.
Yeah, well, it's your ROI, right?
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, you need conversion. You need people to, if I do this, I need results. And that usually equates to sales.
Yeah.
Otherwise, why am I doing it type of thing?
Right.
It's an endless loop, and I think the thing to think about, maybe it's good to say with marketing, is it's not just about creating a bunch of assets and putting a lot of content out. You really have to have a plan. It's that emotional or factual connection
Yeah.
that people get, and then they start going down the journey. And if that disconnects at any point, they're gone. Which means all that time that you've done, that you spent, and that money you put into that process, if it's not fully connected all the way through, wasted money.
And that's
why you spend money on branding.
That's why too. What I'd say is that question that people always have is, why am I doing this? Because it seems like it's wasted dollars, but it's not. It's just there's other things that are happening. If you're getting clicks but not conversions, it's not a problem with marketing, and marketing doesn't work for my business. It's a problem of you're not showing that brand and getting people to connect with it. You know.
Well, it goes back to the thing too. Humans are the only what's what I'm looking for. I'll say animals on the face of the earth that believe in things they can't touch and feel. No, nobody else does. It's just us, and that's why branding works.
How do you know that? What are you, Dr. Doolittle?
Think about it.
Talking to whales and
Think
stuff.
about it. If you can't touch or feel it, they don't believe in it.
You haven't.
We
heard,
do.
You haven't heard about Dog God?
I have.
He's pretty cool.
Different for sure.
But
that reinforces why branding's so important and why consistency through the process is so important. And I think business owners are trying to do certain things. That is a deep connection and a deep understanding and psychology that you have to learn. It's why people go to school for it. It's why somebody's brother's cousin can't just whip something out and go, this works great, doesn't it look better? Yeah, I love it. Send it out. Oh, look, I got 2 sales from it. Okay, great. That's not long term. Long term, that's not going to work for you. You have to build a deeper line, a depth of communication that's going to work. It's expensive. So when you start doing advertising, if you're not, and marketing, and you hire professional people, you have to commit long term. You can't do it 6 months and stop. You got to ride the wave and start allocating revenue towards it every year to keep improving it. And you will, because you will have to adapt to economies.
Yeah.
You'll have to adapt to trends. There's a lot of those going on right now,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
New tools, new tactics, all that kind of good stuff.
But this is what I'd say. It seems like a lot if you're a small business owner and you're like, you're telling me I have to have another job to do? I got to run the store. I got to run the business. I'm the cashier.
Yes, I am saying that.
And I'm the marketer. Well, you don't.
Yes.
You don't have to actually, because that's what we do. We take all that nitty gritty thinking, social strategy or branding strategy, and we do it for you. You know, you don't want to get bogged down in the thinking of the marketing. You might have ideas, but you know, fulfilling it, that's what we do best. You want to do the things, the reason you started a business. You want to do the things you love. You know, if you're a chef, you want to cook. If you want to draw, you want to draw. If you want to sell ping pong paddles because you love ping pong and you want to paint them orange or whatever, Marty Spring. But that's what your job is to do, and our job is to handle the strategy part. So if you like us, head over to our website, call us up. I'll talk to you straight on the phone. And yeah, that's been the Glint Standard Podcast. Go watch it everywhere. You know, it's everywhere. I don't know if you know about that, but
I've heard.
You've heard. Okay. You know, like, comment, subscribe, do all the stuff. You know, you have to hit us with the word of the day, or do you have a joke or something?
I don't have a joke. You want a word of the day?
I had a good one the other day. Okay, I have. This one's gonna be mean. No, it's not. You know what I like about you the most?
What?
All right, that's the Glint Standard Podcast. I'm joking.
Pretty
Use
funny,
that on
actually.
your friends. Use that on your friends.
Pretty funny.
I think that was a pretty good informational podcast. What do you guys think? We have a lot of fun ones, and we've got some more informational ones. So click here if you want to watch those, and click right here if you want to subscribe.